Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I am still feeling the effects. I got a lot done yesterday. See, what I'm doing is I'm getting everything ready now for the gardening season that's coming up. The vehicles that I use to go pick up my supplies, to go deliver flowers, to go deliver vegetables, those vehicles have to run, or the morning gardener show shuts down. So I went out yesterday and I got the power steering lines done on a 2003 Jeep Liberty. Uh, $100 it was done. I think it was not too bad a price. Tell me what you think. But got it done. Now Sunday, the town car has to have EGR valve cleaned out, and I just didn't clean it. You tell me what your thoughts are. I just replaced it. I didn't clean it. I just replaced it. I said I'm tired of clean a part that's got 100,000 miles on it and put it in there, and then some other issue comes up. So I said, just buy a fresh, brand new one. Um, so we got that all together, and also replacing the idle control motor. What the? I said, so $35 replace it. So now, went out yesterday and again one of the morning gardener vehicles so I can get things done. And I happened to stumble on this at what they call it, Home Depot. And this is an item here. I'm not selling anything. I'm not promoting them by any means. Fertilizer to me is fertilizer. I don't care whose name is on the box. Nature made it that way before they even put it in a box. It's just fertilizer. Now, this right here is it's a natural all-purpose water soluble fertilizer. But I've looked at this box. You know how most fertilizers have what the actual, whether it be nitrogen. Oh, here it is. Here it is. My mistake. Incorrect. It says here, soluble plant food, 10, 3, and 6. And, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. I guess well, I just have to look at the list. But nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Uh, but if that's not correct, then it's still early. Okay. But those numbers indicate what's in the box. Now, I haven't opened this box. I don't know what's in these. So let's just see what's in here. Dang, what did they glue this together with? Oh, okay, here it is. I don't know about this fertilizer, but I just know that it was this right here normally sells for about $7. $7, and I got it for 70 cents. So I bought all of them. I bought the whole thing. Now I was hoping that when I got in here, it says it's made from all natural ingredients that would have normally went into the landfill and all that good stuff. Oh, it's got a little to tie the bag back up, and your regular little scoop here that they usually have on what's that stuff called, Miracle Grow. That made me worried right there when I saw that. Now this is a whitish color bag. See, looks like the good stuff. The good stuff. Let me stop. I don't mess around. But but it look at this right here. You get caught going through customs with this, you're gonna be in trouble until they find out what it is. But it's very light and fluffy inside. I can see that by the way it moves around in the bag. Why didn't they pick this kind of color bag? It looks like the other stuff. Um, but this is a good sized bag, and they recommend if you're going to be doing plants outdoors, two of these scoops per 1 gallon of water. And indoor usage is one scoop per 1 gallon of water. So it's just half the strength. And I bought a whole shelf of these. I bought a whole shelf. That's what I did. So this is going to be used this year when I'm doing my my starting my plants indoors is going to be the deal. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. No, I'm just thinking about something, man. It just kind of caught me off guard. I like this. Oh, and if you use it outside on grass or lawns or whatever like this, then you take half of this bag and you put it in one of those Miracle-Gro sprayers, and you spray it all over the ground. And then you go out and get you $7 and some change and go buy some more. That's how this stuff is. So this here was 70 cents. 70 cents. I found it there. Um, I went there a week ago. It wasn't there. I went there this week. Somebody bought some of them, but I don't know why they don't do what I'm doing. But I go ahead and grab the whole shelf. Um, they're like, wait a minute. They're thinking it's winter. I don't want to spend 70 cents on these boxes. But if you look at the price up there, it's $7, 70 cents. Okay. Now I have so much fertilizer now in my collection that I don't know how much I have down there. I really don't know. Um, you pour that around the root zone, and it fertilizes your plants. Now, whenever you use liquid fertilizer, you can use that for like a plant that you have moved, like you're repotting it, and it's a quick feed. It feeds it, and then in about a week or two, you got to go back and feed it again, um, because the excuse me, the fertilizers that are liquid don't last as long. You might be able to get 3 weeks before you go feed it again. But that's what I do, folks. Gardening doesn't have to be expensive. I also am going to start looking now for seeds. There's another show that I'm noticing that people are following some of the information. I really do appreciate that, following some of the information that I'm putting out there about starting a garden in the winter. And what that simply means is that you take the items that you need, you shop for them now. You take your blueberry plants, you put around the base of those blueberry plants what they call it peat moss. You put that around now. You don't just wait and do it in the summer. You want to have those plants nice and set up before when the weather breaks. Bam! They just come out of the ground and go crazy. I think I'm gonna use that because some lady, excuse me, someone who contacted me used that. She said, like you say, plant go crazy, and I like that slogan because, or that comment because uh, when you do like I do, which is put this power pack underneath the plant and the right balance that you don't put anything under it's too hot, and then you put about 2 inches of soil in between the fish guts and heads or whatever in that little spot underneath the ground, and you cover it over with 2 inches of soil, and then when the roots tap down into it, bam, they just go crazy and they start coming up. I like that. I like to see a plant do that. Um, because let's be quite frank, we need to talk. Folks, we need to talk. A lot of us are dealing, and I want you to put it down there if you think you're dealing with poor soil. A lot of us are dealing with poor soil. A lot of us are dealing with very poor soil. But no one's willing to go online for the most part and say, my soil is screwed up. It's heavy clay. It doesn't grow very well. Most people show you when they're doing well, when they're doing extremely well, they'll show you that. But they will not, for the most part, tell you when they're having problems in their garden. They won't tell you that because to say I'm not doing that well or I don't understand something, it makes them feel like a failure or that they're not smart enough to do it, and that's not the case. That's not the case. You wouldn't believe there's a whole bunch of gardeners out there, including the ones who are on YouTube, consider themselves big dogs when it comes to gardening. That they know it all and they've mastered the skill and they can do. That's not true at all. That's not true at all. They have days where they plant stuff and it doesn't grow, and they don't know why. They have days where they plant things and they don't know why it's not producing fruit. They have them days too. They're out there struggling, trying to figure out what the heck's going on at any rate because it keeps changing. If you don't think that you learn something new from your garden every single year, you're doing something incorrect. Because every year you're going to learn something new. When them plants are going to show you some stuff, the earth is going to show you some stuff every year. It's going to do something different for you. Now, farmers can, with almost certainty, put out seeds, put them in the ground, put the right fertilizer around them, like they've been doing for years. And they expect a certain return. But that's not always the case. They could do everything exactly the way they did it last year and get barely anything out of the ground and don't know why that happened. And then have to go to another farmer that might have more experience in solving the problem that he has, and they'll go to him and say, I don't understand why this happened. He said, oh, what happened is we got a cold snap, which caused the biology in the soil to somewhat go dormant, and then for them to re-energize a month later. That's what happened to you. We've seen it all down south, say for instance. And the other farmer will learn that from him or her because that's what, each person has different experiences and different understanding about what's going on. So, it's I grew tomatoes this year, and they were called I think called Belgium Giants. I did get some of them, but they're not. For me, they weren't all over the plants. They weren't. The only ones who were all over the plants were my cherry tomatoes. They were everywhere. I couldn't keep up with them. I said, "Wow, why did you plant this many? It's just so they're everywhere." So that's how that goes. But I had fun. Like I said, I put that power pack underneath that soil, and that plant came up. Bam! It went crazy, and it just busted out of the soil. It was just absolutely insane. I gotta have some fun, and that's what I like doing. I like doing that, putting that right there in the soil and letting it just go crazy, folks. Absolutely crazy. And when I see that happen, it just makes me feel good when it happens. Wow, just thinking about it. I've been using my tea, and I love using my tea. But my tea is just the tea is great. It's great for fertilizing your fruit trees. It really gives them a nice, beautiful jump. Um, Make sure you feed your fruit trees this year. Once they start budding out, feed them. If you're having problems with cost towards feeding your trees, I have 25 trees out there, and I got to be honest with you. If you went about the standard way, which is go to box store and buy some stakes or whatever, go in the ground, or you go buy fertilizer, it would cost you a pretty penny to feed 25 trees. So what I suggest is that you make you up a batch of that weed tea, which basically grass clippings and weeds put into a container. I use a 32 gallon trash can, and I fill it up with rainwater, or you can use regular water. I suggest you let it sit for 24 hours before you add your weeds and that sort of thing to it. But you let it sit there, and when you add your weeds to it, let it sit for 3 weeks, and then you start scooping it up straight now, and you just put it around the base of your trees, and you'll see your trees act crazy. They're getting what they need, which is a whole rich, fertile, uh, food for it. Um, the chemical weed tea is so complex that it's a lot better than just feeding them a straight fertilizer of three different main minerals or main ingredients. Um, and that's what you want to do. You want to make certain that you have your plants fed up. Now, today I'm thinking I will go to the store and I will get a a big bundle of that peat moss. Get the big bale. I don't buy the little bags, $7, $8. I refuse to do that. I get the big bundle. If I make me up so much soil mix, it may last me, and depending on some gardens, it may last them 2 years, 3 years. But I get the bundle. I do a mix of topsoil. If I mean, depending on what I'm doing with it, if it's going to be pots, I do uh, 50-50 mix of topsoil with peat moss, and I put a little bit of vermiculite in it or some perlite or both, and I mix it up. It's no big deal. I mix it up. Some people also put some manure in there. If they're going to be outside, so slow feeder. You got to think about it. And really feed your plants so that you get optimum growth from them. A lot of us just don't understand. They're alive. They eat just like we do. That's it. They just happen to simply be stuck in one place, and they send their root systems out, and they have like an internet that's going on underground as far as connecting through means of oh God, what's it? It's like a fungus, or it's a network of fungi that's underground that connects all these plants together, and they feed each other back and forth, feed each other different types of minerals and what they need. Now, you're gonna love it when you start gardening this year and you start saying, "Wait a minute, I'm going to listen to that morning garden and I'm going to start planning and I'm going to start getting my plants ready for spring and summer. I'm gonna do it this winter," and that's how you want to do it. Don't do like most of them do. They open up the doors at these box stores, and everybody's running in there grabbing all kind of plants and grabbing all kind of bags of wood chips and all that, paying an arm and a leg for that stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that. It makes me sad when I see people do that. It makes me sad. It just makes me sad. It makes me so sad when I see people do that. They need to understand that wood chips are free, number one. Um, when they go in there buying all these plants, that they're paying through the nose for these plants. They can grow some of them plants at home on their own. I have a buddy, Mr. Sonny. He grows, Mr. Sonny grows these beautiful, I think called orchids. And he has his own brand of seeds that he crossed and created himself. Well, he's deep into it because he has this lavish setup where he grows these plants, sells them, grows them, whatever. And I think that he's doing the right thing. He's making what he loves doing, and he's sharing it with other people. And I think that's really great. And I told him to create a YouTube channel, but he's considering that. Um, but I think that you'll be really surprised how your garden would be this year if you just plant it out in the winter months and then implement it as early as possible, even if you have to start some plants indoors. This has been the Morning Gardener. Thank you very much.